How you doing, people? Welcome back to another ESO video. Today is a brand new video to tell you what's going on with update 47, at least on week 1 as far as the Sorcerer is concerned. Should you panic? Let's find out. So what did they do? Well, with the Sorcerer skill line, we're technically on Arcanist at the moment, but that's irrelevant. They made it so that lightning form was different. So we'll go into the passives here a little bit, and you can see, obviously, we've still got the same ones as far as damage is concerned. Nothing really to report home at here, but this did get altered. Any version of lightning form will now give you a bonus. While on your bar, you will have minor force. How cool is that? Now, obviously, if you change it to the stamina version, you will get minor force and minor expedition. While you have the lightning version or the magical version, you will get major expedition for activating it, but you'll still maintain minor force. Again, this is giving you the bonus that you would normally have from Beast Trap, unless you want the skill to fire, just from activating and maintaining this skill. Obviously, lots of people with Bound of Storms like to spam it so they can get major expedition a lot, but generally speaking, this is usually having a resistance buff with it, major resolve, which has now been removed. So, while you would argue, oh my god, I've lost major resolve, that's not fair, 9 times out of 10 people let this run out, and they get caught by a heavy attack in between. So, regardless, this is now a damage buff for being in lightning form, or the windy hurricane form. Minor force on the class, not just tied to other world skill lines. Now, what about our major resolve? Well, we still have it, and we've got it a lot easier this time. So if we're able to go into subclass and then change this out, we'll go into Daedric Summoning. We'll swap this. Take in the passives. We have Bound Armor. Bound Armor, now slotted on either bar, will give you Major Resolve. You just have to slot it. Back bar, front bar, doesn't matter. And the 2 sources of this particular type, Stamina or Magicka, have also been changed. So, Bound Armaments is the damagey type. This will give you daggers that you can throw, and you can stack them up to 4 and fire them. 1, 2, 3, or 4, and fire them when ready. Because this is the damagey morph, this will no longer give you Major Resolve while slotted, but instead will give you Major Prophecy and Savagery while slotted. So you don't need to put any Fighters Guild skills on there to find that. You don't need any Mage's Guild skills to find that. It's just there. Either bar. Bound Aegis, however, the more protecty version, if you block, of course, you get 40% block mitigation as long as you've activated it. But if you just leave it there, you get Major Resolve. Your Major Resolve is now tied to this skill. So this one is for damage, this one is for protection. Protection gives you the resistance, damage gives you the crit. And that is their balance for it. Now, bear in mind, there is a sledgehammer hit to this, and that is that the stamina version may have been favored for stam users, and they may have felt forced to use this over anything else because maybe they want Major Resolve, but they don't want to have a higher mag bar, they want to have a higher stam bar. So while the choice was there for the role type, it felt restricting because you were forced to have a certain resource type. Same with Bound Aegis. If you wanted the protection, maybe you were stam built, but you were getting extra Magicka and you didn't really need it. Well, they've kind of also hit DPS with that because maybe you were using it for its purpose. Maybe you were using it for its extra resources on the bar. They're gone. That 8% increase to stamina or Magicka is now gone. So they are literally as black and white as you see them. Damage, protection. That's it. No extra DPS increase to flat bonuses at all. But wait, there's more. If you do choose the resistance buff version, which does slot on either bar and give you the benefit, so you never actually have to maintain a timer or tracker for Major Resolve, you also get minor as well. So regardless of being a sorcerer or not, if you take this particular skill line for subclassing, you can put this on your bar and gain minor and Major Resolve on tap. Now, when it comes to your damage type stuff, which we did touch on a moment ago, there is still more that you can consider here. First of all, you might want to stack 2 of these skill lines as a sorcerer rather than having 3 independent ones. Because now you can have a damage over time in area of effect bonus with the speed increase with minor force at the same time as slotting on your back bar Major and Minor Resolve. And now you don't have to mess around with 3 individual skills that may or may not line up in order to keep up Major Resolve, your flat resource benefits, which no longer exist, or minor resolve, and your damage from this. So no Beast Trap, Hurricane, Bound Aegis. It's now Hurricane Bound Aegis, or Bound of Storms Bound Aegis. You need 2 skills, not 3. So they've cleaned that up. It does make sense. It may feel weird to people to start with, but the resistance side of things, actually a pretty big benefit, especially to people that are honest about themselves when it comes to buff timers, because there are very, 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 very few people that can maintain buffs 100% of the time. And even if they claim to be able to, there's still going to be that small window of mistake. Now it can't happen. That is actually pretty solid for any character using that particular skill line. This buff here will make a difference. It will make a huge difference, especially to tanks that might get caught up in mechanics. Having this just slotted is a win button. So, what do you think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Obviously, if you're not following, hit the button. It is free, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.